What is going on, everybody? Hopefully you can hear me okay. I was battling my super fancy new microphone, which sucks with GoToWebinar, to be honest with you guys. How's everybody doing? Got a lot of people coming in right now. This is one packed webinar for sure. If you guys can hear me okay, Mike Daly, what's going on? Ann says I can hear you. Chua, what's up, man? Baba Jakes. Nice, Greg. Good to have you guys on. Awesome to be here, guys. This is a big webinar. I know I haven't done a webinar in a little while. I've been incredibly busy. I was out in Boise, Idaho. I joined Russell Brunson's Inner Circle, which is awesome. So I was doing a lot of training out there, and then I went to Dallas for the Funnel Hacking Live, where I was honored. I picked up two Comma Club awards. If you guys know what the two Comma Club award is, put a one in the box. Put a one in there if you guys know what that is. Give me a two if you have no clue. So we've got a lot of ones coming in. So essentially, what the Two Comma Club Award is Russell and the ClickFunnels team, they brought me up on stage, and these things are plaques. They're like, they look like golden records, which is really, really neat. And you know what? There we go. I'm going to show my screen. Maybe I can just go get them for you. Hang on just a second here. Let me see if I can do that. They're out here in the hallway. This is like the most professional webinar I've ever done before. Walking away from the microphone. And that's Dana, by the way. He's on already, too.
I'm just watching Brian crash and burn. No, sorry, don't mind me.
Wouldn't be my first time. All right, guys. So terrible lighting for my webinar. But check this out. Boom. Two of these bad boys.
Woo! Look at that.
So you got two of them, and they are awards for running more than $1 million through one of your funnels, one of your ClickFunnels. So I was out there. It's just been a really crazy, crazy couple of days. You guys can't see me anyway. I'm going to turn this thing off. So I'm sorry I haven't done a webinar in a while, but really happy to get in front of you again, to be bringing an incredible amount of content. So when I was out in Dallas, that's when I met Dana. And I'm not going to, completely blow the surprise here, but I had to write a ton of copy for one of my launches coming up. You guys probably already know that we're relaunching Sponsored Products Academy 2.0. So I had to write a ton of copy. I was under the gun. I had decided last minute to drive from Dallas to Austin. But prior to getting to Austin, I had a 9-person sales film crew meeting me there too. Prior to getting to Austin, I had to write these sales letters and video sales letters that you guys will see when we launch it. And I just had the good fortune of running into Dana. So Dana sat down with me. Dana, how long were we working every night? 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, at least 5 hours a night. Yeah, for sure.
Insane amount, guys. So he was a godsend. I was like, dude, if you would, do me the honor, come onto a webinar. I would love to share your gift. And he was kind of reluctant at first. Dana charges $10,000. I'm sure you get into this, but he charges $10,000 a listing. So per Amazon listing, if you wanted to hire him individually, it'd be $10K. And that's how good he is, right? So he works with the top of the top, the 1% of all Amazon sellers. He's got a lot of really great track record doing that. So that's how I met Dana. We kicked it off immediately. We clicked. Dana, I thought, it was great how you helped me, and you guys are going to learn a ton. So that said, I'm going to kind of just let you take the show here, brother.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Brian. Yeah, I feel like as soon as we connected, man, we really have a lot of the same types of just everything. Our ideas mesh. Everything's cool. So I'm happy to come and join because I know Brian's people are going to be good because Brian's good. So
yeah, we got a lot of people on here. We got Alex Miller. We got people from all over the planet. I'm seeing a lot of names that I recognize, a lot of names that are new. So guys.
Awesome.
For being here. If it's your first time on a webinar with me, I promise you'll get a ton of value out of this. So, and Dana's the one to get it from this time.
That's what this is all about. And Brian, please feel free to interrupt me at any point. Force me to clarify things. Sometimes I talk fast. Sometimes I babble a bit. So just
no problem at all. You know what? Just bring the value, bring the heat, keep it real, and let's deliver a ton of value. That's always my goal on my webinars. So just drop it. like it's hot, dude. Let's do it.
All right, man, I can handle that. So,
Sorry, last thing. If you guys have questions, I'll be in the background here. If you guys have questions, I'll try. If there's any really great questions, I may interrupt you. But I'll be answering the questions in the background. So if you guys, get engaged, ask me questions here in the chat box, and I'll be in there the whole time while Dan is presenting. Okay?
Yeah, and also at the end, I'm happy to stick around. I already missed the evening time with my goats to be here, so I got nothing to go home to. So I'll stick around too if that's cool.
With Billy the goat.
yeah, for sure. All right, let's do it. Okay, so first and foremost, I just want to quickly explain what the webinar is, how long, and what to expect. So, as I said, it's going to be kind of packed, so I'm going to go fast to get you as much value as possible. So please just make sure to ask questions and just use this time wisely, okay? Because stuff like this comes very rare. So essentially what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to quietly dominate on Amazon without any crazy software spending tons of money or quote-unquote experts. My goal is to get you to understand that in order to turn your Amazon business into the 6- and then 7-figure business you want it to be, the best, fastest, cheapest, easiest way to do that is by setting up your listings the right way. I'm going to prove that to you. Okay, so I'm going to go into depth on that and show you some live examples of listings that are pumping out literally millions of dollars in sales and show you exactly how and why. And you're not going to see this stuff anywhere else. So, a couple important concepts to note. The only way for you to exponentially grow your Amazon business is through setting up your listings the right way, right? The only way to have listings set up the right way is by listening to the right people with the right information. And I will repeat that. That's going to be the theme, okay? It's worth repeating. Or you can be like me and you can spend, 4+ years, going on 5 now, trying to do all this yourself. And cool little bonus, if you stay to the end, I have a little surprise for you. All right, so I am different. I did not come from ASM or any other program. There's nothing wrong with those programs. It's just I want you to know that what you're about to discover and the information I have is not washed up. You cannot find this anywhere else. All right? I have worked very closely with literally hundreds of Amazon sellers in the past 5 years. Plus, I have my own very successful Amazon businesses. Now, this is quite unlike many of the other quote-unquote gurus out there. So, that's me in my blue hat. That is actually, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this. That's my family with me, and this is us launching one of my newer Amazon businesses, and I got to hire them. It was really cool. This is us moving into our second facility, not our newest one now, but our second newest. So who am I? I'm the #1 Amazon optimization expert on the planet. I've worked with some of literally the biggest sellers on earth. I will talk about this business that I launched just over a year ago and hired my whole family. It's not the most lucrative business that I have, but it's the one that I'm the most proud of. Okay, so this is going to be different. Nobody else does this, but I have a video to show you. I actually have put together a little screencast with one of my partners, and we're going to prove to you why you should listen to us. So this is going to be a real treat. And I got like 6 different things to try and figure out here. So I'm doing a screencast of a screencast of a webinar. So give me 1 second. Okay.
Hey, Dana.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Audio problem?
One real quick question we've got here. Patrick would like to know if you're going to be selling any goat cheese at the end of this presentation.
I love it. Thank you so much for asking. I actually don't milk my goats, but
That's the next $1 million idea right there.
yeah, right. Thank you. Wow, how did I not think about that? All right. So, Brian, just so I make sure we don't have a technical glitch, are you able to hear audio right now?
Yeah, we can hear you fine, and we can see your
Just
screen.
me? Okay, but you can't hear Travis?
I can't hear Travis, so if
Okay.
you're trying to bring in your partner, I don't think we can hear.
Okay, this is what I'm going to do then. I'm just going to kind of narrate and show you. So this is him and I got together about an hour ago, and we put together a little just screencast of some things just to show you that we know what the hell we're talking about. So essentially this is us going into our seller account. So as you can see, This is a Seller Central account, just like you and I own, Brian, just like everybody else, right? And this is today, March 7th, 2017, right? So that's hard to, you can't Photoshop a video, right? So today so far we did 19.9, right? And I'll just skip ahead a little bit and show you. Okay, so this is our month to date. This is the first 7 days of March. What are we on, the 7th of March today? So we're not even a full week in. We have done 182,000.
7 days there. That's pretty incredible.
Guys, listen up. This isn't all of 2017 or all of 2016. This is the last 7 days. Okay? I know it's a little bit blurry, but this is a video, right? So that's March. That's what our March looks like. How about February? This one of the slower months, right, Brian? Short, 28 days. Christmas rush is over.
Oh wow.
Okay, $752,789 in the month of February of 2017. Okay, so let's keep going. Oh, January. Okay, the month of January. Usually people complain because their sales are so small in January after Christmas. We had a pretty good month, 849,000, right? We're $94 short of 850,000.
You guys are doing what it takes me all month to do in 7 days. So I'm like glued to the screen. How many of you guys out there are glued to the screen right now?
How many?
You are.
How many have seen anything like this before? Nobody. I'm quite certain because I've been in this game for a long time. All right. So now there's basically, I know there are people that out there that are going to be like, okay, that's like you can fake that, and I know you can fake that because I've seen people fake it. Usually they don't have. Usually the easiest way to fake it is they just Photoshop, right? A static image. That's why we did the video. But then there's a couple other ways to fake it. Number one would be to run a whole bunch of PPC. So essentially, you could make $849,000 if you spent $840,000 in ads to get there, right? So we're going to go in and show you. Okay, so this is our advertising report for the last week. So we did $180,000 in that week, right? And this is how much we spent in ads. 0. Okay, and then
wait. Don't just glaze over that. Am I looking at zeros on your pay-per-click?
Yeah. 0.
Oh.
So $180,000 in the last week. Spent how much? 0 in ads.
Oh.
All right. Then I'm going to show you. This isn't just a fluke. We didn't just turn it off this week in preparation for this. Now we're going to show you the entire month of February. Okay. The entire month of February. Remember, we made 750,000-ish. Look at how much we spent in PPC in February.
This is
0.
ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
It's obnoxious, and that's why this is why I tell people, well, you can judge me based on what I say, but come on the webinar and you'll see for real, right?
And guys, let me tell you this. This was a personal challenge from me. I said, okay, that sounds great, but you've got to come on a webinar and you've got to show it in person. I haven't seen this in person, guys. If you think this is incredible, let me get a 1, let me get a 2, let me get the infamous keyboard head smash. If you don't know where that is, or what that is, you literally put your head into the keyboard.
Please do.
Lots of keyboard head smashes coming through. I can't, I mean, my eyes are doing the cartoon thing right now. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to believe. This is why we don't come out of our caves very often. So, the other thing, so that's way to fake it. Number one would be to inflate your PPC and make it look like you're a lot more profitable than you are. So obviously we're not doing that. Then way number two would be to do a whole crap load of promotions, right? And give away essentially as many products as it looks like you're selling, right? You follow me, Brian?
I do. Dana, let me ask you this, Ben. We had a great question. I believe this person's name is Cute Noonie. Her first name is Cute. So you win name of the night, Cute Noonie. She asked, how much is that net? And you can answer that or you cannot answer that. But even if that was on the low end, and this is 100% private label, isn't it?
Absolutely. And Cute, we're going to get there. Hang on. Okay. I love the question.
Good. I'll let you go. Okay.
Okay. So so way to fake it. Number one is to obviously to Photoshop. Way to fake it. Number two is to inflate your PPC. Way to fake it. Number three is to throw out a crap load of promotions. Right. So the next screen we're about to share you, I literally probably could get sued by my partner Travis because of our NDAs that we have. But I'm like, dude, you absolutely have to share this screen. We can't not share it. So we're going to share a screen that I guarantee probably no other seller on planet Earth that's making revenue claims that would be willing to share, because it's going to show how much our net is. Okay? So who wants to see that? Before I show it, I want to make sure that I'm sharing this for a reason. Does anybody want to see this screen? What should we tell them to do? They should. What do they do, Brian?
I mean, it's a 1, it's a 2. You can say hell yeah. You can throw a keyboard head smash
Give
in
us
there.
a hell yeah. Give us a I love goats. Do something. Okay. All right.
The goat theme continues. I love it.
It will never die.
Okay, so we're being flooded here. Can you see this as well? And we're getting a lot.
I can't. I'm kind of ignorant.
Blind. Oh, we've got
Yeah. I don't do a lot of.
We just got 200 comments all the same.
Oh boy, this is big, Brian. Okay, so here, as you can see, in the last 2 minutes, our sales went up like $400 or $500 in 2 minutes. Like, it's live, it's moving, right? So here's the screen. Okay, I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. Okay, boom. This is our screen. This is our net. Okay, keep in mind, this is February 27th to March 7th, so it's the open payment period. Okay. So far, it's not closed yet. It doesn't close until the 13th, so we don't get our Amazon check till the 13th, just like you guys don't. Okay, so far, $226,802 is what we have done in gross revenue. Here, the promo rebates is where our giveaways would fall. As you can see, if we were to inflate this number, the 226,000, our promo rebates number would be way higher than 7,100. That means that only 7,100 of the total $226,000 was from giveaways. And what that's from is a handful of 10% off coupons. Absolutely zero 90% off coupons, 50% off coupons even. Okay? So our promos are attributing nothing to our sales numbers. All right? So in this period of February 27th to March 7th, which is 7.5 days, right? Our net is 132,000, and it's not even closed yet. Somebody show me an Amazon seller on planet Earth that's doing better than that, and that's going to have the balls to come on a webinar and show that.
Yeah, I've got to be honest with you, Dana. I've seen a lot of accounts, some really, really huge accounts. I've helped coach some giant accounts. This is in just top 2 for me. You're either 1 or 2.
This is literally, you know, we're in the 1% of Amazon sellers on planet Earth. Like, people that are doing this well sure as hell don't share it, you know?
Easy 8-figure a year business. Easy.
Absolutely, it is. It is. So that's this payment period. But I'll show you also. Okay, here we go. So this is another screen they're not going to show you. Okay, it's not a fluke. Our last payment. Okay, for the 2 weeks period, you guys recognize this screen. You don't recognize the numbers, but you recognize the screen. Okay, our last check from Amazon, we did $356,000 in sales. Okay. They sent us $214,000. They kept $130,000. That's a 2-week check. The 2 weeks before, they sent us $206,000. January. This is after Christmas. They sent us $240,000. The week after Christmas, okay, or the first period after Christmas, they sent us $129,000. So our sales are actually significantly increasing in January and February. Crazy, right?
That's rare. That's rare. To see something going up in those months is very rare, guys.
Absolutely. So we're obviously onto something. Now, I will say this too, and Travis wanted to make sure that I mentioned it. So as you can see, we're making literally Amazon giving them like $250,000 a month, right? And we have never got a thank you card. Okay, so they treat us like crap just like they treat you like crap, and we give them a whole lot more reasons to treat us nicely. So hang in there, we understand it. Brian, have you ever got a Christmas card or a thank you card from Amazon?
You know, I was going to say I've heard of some sellers at the 8-figure year mark, getting special treatment. I think you're disproving that right now.
That's right. I mean, it took us until we got to, doing 400,000. I think it was in January, 400,000 in a period, not a month, a period, that they finally gave us a dedicated support rep. Okay, so we're in the same grind that you are. We're just grinding higher numbers. And here you can see, since we started the video, about 10-minute long video, him and I chatting, we did almost, I think, $800 in 10 minutes. I mean, so it's real. It's as real as it gets. So, any question? Do we have any immediate questions, Brian, before I move on?
I think we're mostly getting disbelief, just in the form of shock here, like, lots of expletives. Brandon Andrews says, "We believe you. Serious street cred."
Love it.
Amazon is miserable sometimes. Yes, they are indeed. The reason comes down to one word: hubris. Okay. And maybe one of the comments of the night: "Shock the monkey" from Dennis.
That's awesome. Good one,
Oh, yeah.
Dennis.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think I've probably, hopefully, better than most. And Brian, I know you're just like me. I hope we've put our money where our mouth is at this point, right? Now we can actually get into the meat and the soul of things. People are, hopefully we've got your attention.
Believe we do.
All right, let's get to it. I want to show you some stuff. So, as you can see, we have done some things right. We also, me specifically, have done some things wrong. All right, so for 5 years now, I was optimizing listings for clients and making a ton of money doing it, but honestly, I was sick of seeing how much money they were making. It was my turn. That's why I was intelligent enough when Travis and I met, I think it was about 5-6 months ago, I talked him into giving me equity. Like, he wanted to give me not $10,000 per listing, he wanted to give me 20, 30, 40. Why? Because that's a better deal for him. But I talked him into giving me equity. So that was one thing I guess I did right. But anyway, so like I said, I was sick of seeing other people make all the money, so I figured, you know what, it's my turn. I realized that the holy grail of Amazon is literally having optimized listings. There's nothing else that comes close. And also I've noticed that you don't have to be super bright or lucky to have success. I think Brian can attest to this. There's some people that are successful on Amazon that aren't super bright or lucky.
I thought you were calling me a little dull or slow there for a second.
No, I'm just making sure you're awake. Yeah, so, and then also the way to optimize your listing and caching, and this comes down to common sense, right? And the coolest thing of all, 98% of the sellers do this wrong, which means a wide open opportunity for us. All right? So, instead of doing it the hard way like me, you get to fast forward and save all the time and money. So what's the hard way look like? Maybe you've been guilty of this. That's okay. You can experiment by yourself, write your own listings, wait and hope. You can hire a quote-unquote expert to do it, pay them, you're going to get little to no results, and then you're out your money. Seen it 1,000 times. Or you can do what most do, and that's kind of copy and model off other sellers. Then you still get little to no results, and you're back kind of to the starting point. Why don't you take the easy way that made me, Travis, soon to be Brian if he's not already there, big-time sellers. All right, so again, this business that I'm going to kind of highlight here, it's not the most, obviously the most lucrative, and it's not doing these crazy sales figures, but it doesn't have to, because I'm happy with where it's at, because I got to hire my family, and I'm going to share some of that with you. And I want to show you exactly how I did that, right? So there's basically 3 secrets, right? So secret number 1, I'm going to expose you how to launch 6-figure businesses at will, like I do, with, well, 7 and 8 eventually, but 6 figures at first. It's got to start, you got to crawl before you can walk. With no crazy software, high startup costs. Then I'm going to show you secret number 2, and this is why you guys are here. Besides having your mind absolutely blown by the money that Travis and I make, you're going to be absolutely blown by how we do it. And I'm going to expose to you the biggest myth about rankings and how us quote-unquote silent millionaires are making all the money. This is why you're here, and this is going to open your eyes, if not explode your brain. Okay. And then secret number 3, I'm going to show you how to do this by yourself. All right. You don't need to waste money on quote-unquote experts that aren't doing it, right? So secret number 1. All right, so again, I discovered in working with literally to this point probably 1,000 Amazon sellers in my career, in the trenches with them, that the number 1 best investment all of them could make was to optimize their listings the right way. right? And you kind of have seen the fruits of that. And I got to share one story quick about a client who's kind of one of my best friends now. This guy, Mike. Mike is not Travis. They are different people. Believe it or not, I have ties to some of the biggest Amazon sellers on planet Earth, and there's more than one of them that I know. All right, in my circle. So Mike was doing pretty good. This was pretty, this is probably 3 years ago. He was doing 50 grand a month, and then we took him to $3 million a month on one product. Okay, he was the #1 best-selling product in all of weight loss. Now this is a little bit before how saturated it is now, but imagine being the #1 freaking product in all of weight loss. This is an email, one of the many emails he sent me. Basically, I'll paraphrase, he said that he was very reluctant to switch his listing to the way that I wanted to, and then he said his per day revenue increase was $1,819 in like the first week. So he said nothing that he has seen has resulted in such an increase, even price changes. So anyway, you're going to see all this in a second. But it's not just Mike. This guy's name, another client of mine is Vinny. He said that this is cool. Okay, name another like change you can make that's going to jump your BSR from 16,000 to 9,000 after raising your price by $2 a unit. Right? That's just crazy. And then this is the coolest one though. Colby said that after he changed up his listing and followed my lead, he said that his investment is going to pay for itself before he wakes up the next morning. Okay, it's been less than 12 hours. Name another investment you can make that's going to give you that kind of return. They don't exist. I've seen everything. All right, so as you can see, the opportunity is right in front of you. The answer to big sales on Amazon is having optimized listings. Okay? I'm going to get to a screen share in a moment, and I'm going to show you this. All right, just hang in there. I have to explain it first. All right, hands down, I'm telling you the #1 investment you can make is optimizing your listings. Okay, they're going to help you rank better, sell at a higher price, sell more, wipe out competitors, and more. I'll show all you that too. Now, secret number 2, why you're here. This is why you all are here, and this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Okay? There are a few simple rules to follow. Okay? Common sense first. I'm going to, when I share my screen in a moment, I'm going to expose exactly what rankings actually mean. And Brian, this is the one thing I said that kind of ruffled your feathers a bit, and I said that rankings are overrated.
Well, I'm an old school SEO guy, right? So I've been doing SEO for 12 years, and I brought a lot of that over to Amazon, and it's worked really well. I mean, to the tune of $150,000 a month, which I thought was good before you showed me all this. But,
no, it is good, man.
You know, I mean, you and I wouldn't say we butt heads, but we had differences of opinions, maybe.
Absolutely. So, no, and actually what we do complements really well. I don't mean to say that, rankings don't matter. I'm just saying that they're overrated. In a moment, I'll explain all that with a screen share.
You can take the stress of rankings away from me. I'm all for it.
I will absolutely relieve you of that, for sure. And then I'm going to show you how the quote-unquote silent millionaires like us are making all the money. So, here it is, flat out. Rankings and where you fall in the search results is the most overrated thing I have seen on Amazon. I've been around Amazon since 2011 full time. Okay, I'm not saying that they're unimportant, because they are. There is a place for them, for sure. But putting all your chips in that is only half the story. Okay, so I'm going to prove that to you when I share my screens in a moment. And guess what, guys? Brian is skeptical just like you are. So allow me to not only show this to you, but I'm showing this to Brian too, and I'm proving this all to you at the same time. So I'm excited for that. I hope you are too. All right, so while everybody else is focused on getting ranked, right, let's focus on making all the money. It's really simple, and I'm going to literally show you that, because I'll show you that if you're ranked #1 or 2 or 3, but #7's making all the money, what do you think they're focused on? I'm just saying, there's no advantage. I'll show you. There's not much, if any, of an advantage of being ranked #1, 2, or 3 versus 4, 5, or 6. And I'll prove that to you, okay? So, one more thing I have to throw this out there. Getting your listings optimized doesn't mean you have to do some crazy TOS violating things. That's not what we do. It just means being smart and knowing what Amazon wants and then giving it to them. And I have to stress this. Do not trust a knockoff service or quote-unquote expert. All right, you have to do this the right way. Seriously. Okay? It's just like I make it's like this. Would you allow a person who's never driven a car and does not have a driver's license to borrow your car? I wouldn't. Okay? Do not trust somebody who doesn't sell on Amazon and doesn't know anything about Amazon to take care of anything with your Amazon business. Right? Secret number 3, I am going to show you how you can take your listings to 6 and then 7 plus figures by yourself. Right? Okay. The theme, again, the secret to success in almost anything, you guys, is to get the right information from the right people. I seriously mean that. All right? Pop quiz. All right. Throw in the chat what do you think your answer is for this. What do all the big-time sellers have in common? And Brian, you probably know the answer to this, so don't cheat. Let's see what the crowd thinks.
Yeah, let's see it, guys. Throw it in the chat box here. I'll read them off. Good
Awesome.
photos. Alex M says good photos. Imran says they have a lot of products. Ty says experience. Amy says bestseller badge. Dennis was correct. Says big paychecks.
That's funny.
Amy said hard work. Marlon says money. A system. Greg says. Jay says think differently. Also, Mike said money. Tenacity. Jenny. Money. Lisa. They raise goats. Patrick asks. Eventually sell a course, says Stuart. Optimize listings, says Sigrid. Kevin said money. Yana. You know, we've got dozens and dozens of answers.
Man, I love it. Awesome. Okay, so I have to say, the very first guy, was it Imran?
It was Imran, yeah.
Okay, I'm pretty sure, I definitely recognize the name. I'm pretty sure he's a client of mine, and so he therefore cheated. He got the answer correct.
Gotcha.
So the answer is they have a lot of products, okay? So, Brian, I know you got a lot of products, right?
Approaching 40 SKUs, yeah.
That a boy. Brian's got a lot of products. I got a lot of products. Do you have a lot of products? All right? So, let me just get to it. All right? I'm going to show you all of this right now. So, I got to switch my screens or drag this in there. All right. And let me get rid of my bookmarks so you guys don't steal my stuff. Okay, so I'm live on Amazon. Can you all see my screen? We looking good, Brian?
Yeah, I can see you fine. No problem.
Cool. So I have thrown in a random search. Oh, crap, I got to say this. I do have to throw this disclaimer out there. These are not my own or my client's listings or Brian's listings or anybody else's listings that I know of to protect our privacy. I'm just showing you a few examples of first some really well-optimized listings and then some within the search results, then some really well-optimized listings in terms of their copy of the actual listing, and then some terrible ones, and I'm going to explain why. Right? So, first and foremost, there are 2 steps to getting your listings optimized properly. First, and this is the one no one talks about, not many people really pay attention to or know about, and that's getting them optimized for search results. Right? So, it's like this. When somebody types in bike light, right, there's a bunch of different options to choose from. Okay, so the first step is to get your title and your listing optimized in the search results. So what that means is if you are ranked on page 1, even toward the top of page 1, but no one's clicking on your listing, what good is that? Okay, it's like having the world's best chef, the best food, you own the best restaurant, but you don't put a driveway to the front to the parking lot. Like people can't get in, right? Or people don't notice it. So the point is, number 1, 50% of the story of optimizing your listings is getting clicked on in the search results. Okay? So that's the first step, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. The second step is your actual listing. Okay, what your listing looks like in terms of the copy and how it's optimized, right? So everybody and their brother wants to look at, they hear the term listing optimization or, you know, copywriting on the listing, and they think, oh, I need to do this stuff. Yeah, that's true, but people have to click on you first, right? They're not going to click on you unless you're optimized within the search results, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and spill the beans on this. So remember secret number 2, I ruffled a lot of feathers, including Brian's, and I said that the number 1 most overrated thing on Amazon is where you're ranked. I'll prove that to you. Okay. So I know Brian's familiar with Jungle Scout, and for those of you that aren't, basically Jungle Scout kind of estimates a bunch of different figures as far as revenue and sales, BSR, reviews, all that stuff, right? So here's my point. I searched bike light, okay? You would think that everybody's fighting for the first, second, third organic result, right? Those are the ones that matter the most. So if you're listed as the number 1, 2, or 3, in the 1, 2, or 3 position, you're going to make a lot of the money, if not all the money, right? That's where everybody's trying to get. Now, here's what's interesting. Result number 1 and 2 are making $15,000 combined for this keyword, for this search phrase. Result number 3 is making $106,000, right? Result number 5 is doing $80,000. Would you rather be in result number 1 or 2 making $12,000 or $3,000, or result number 3 for $106,000, or 5 for $80,000? Now, I'm not saying that you can be on page 2, 3, 4, or 5 and still expect to make a good amount of money. But what I'm saying is everybody's so hyper-focused on getting listed in the top few results that they're focused on that instead of making the money. I would be sitting just fine at result number 5 if I was making, $900,000 a year on one ASIN. Okay? So how do they make more money in a lower position? Right? Simple. And I'm going to be giving away more than I should on this webinar because Brian's a decent person and I think he would appreciate that. So the main secret for you to make more money in position 5 than you can in 4, 3, 2, or 1 is to have not just, here's what everyone else does. They want keywords in their titles, right? They want bike light, they want bicycle safety light, they want rechargeable bike light. Whatever the keywords they want people to search for, they want those in their title, right? So they can rank there. Yes, I agree. However, don't you think everybody else wants those same keywords? So what happens when everybody else wants those same keywords? Your titles end up looking a whole lot alike, right? So if everybody's title looks very similar, what do you think people are going to look at to decide which one to click on? Probably the price, or maybe the reviews. So how do we get people to actually click on our listings over all the other options? Even if our product is more expensive, or it's lower on the page in the search results, or it's got fewer reviews, or the reviews it has are crappier. Easy. We slip benefits in the titles. Okay? What do you think is more likely to get you to click on a bike light listing? The fact that it says bike light in the title, or the fact that, let's say we're a mom and our son rides his bike to and from school, and when he comes home from school, it's dark after practice, and we want to make sure he doesn't get hit by a car. Okay, what do you think is going to make a mom more likely to click on a title? If we say bike light in the title with a bunch more keywords, or if we say bike light, blah, 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 keyword, keeps you safe at night. Okay, do you see how all of a sudden we're calling out to that mother with that benefit? And it doesn't matter if we're $24 or if we're $8. Do you think she's going to want to take a chance on an $8 light that probably does the same exact thing, but doesn't specifically state that it will keep you safe at night? And I'm just throwing this benefit out as an example. I'm obviously not I'm not an attorney, so I don't know how that would fly. But I'm just saying, do you think that they would want to chance an $8 light that doesn't say it's going to keep them safe at night? Or do you think they're going to dish out $24 to have the peace of mind of knowing that their kid's going to be safe at night if they buy this one? It's pretty simple. Okay, so what's the secret to getting clicked on over everybody else in the search result? First, you got to get to page 1, and Brian will help you do that. I know Brian's good at that. Once you're on page 1, and this is my secret, I don't care. I'd like to get to the top half of page 1, but once I'm there, I'm cool with it. Okay, because people are scroll happy, right? You have to get clicked on. Okay, how do you get clicked on? You slip benefits in with your keywords. All right, even if your product is more expensive, or if the reviews are worse, or if it's lower on the page in search results. I do have to say this though, what's the best way to get shut down on Amazon as a seller? To do something stupid with your title. Okay, I've been around for 5 years. I have seen everything. I've survived the changes. The one area that is policed by an automated system that Amazon is really, 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 really aggressive about is the title. So let me show you how easy it is. So what I'm trying to say is do not get overly aggressive with your titles. Benefits are good, but be smart. Okay, this is how easy it is to get somebody in trouble. You go on their listing. I believe in karma, so I do not do this. But they click here. They click on this. And they say this, and then they click submit. And guess what? And this is kind of a cool example. So I was like digging around on Amazon like I do, and I saw this guy had a URL in his title. Brian, have you seen anything that stupid before on Amazon?
I haven't seen it on Amazon.
Okay, that's about as dumb as I could tolerate.
I mean, that's ridiculous. I don't know who would think that.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. All right, so I clicked here, and then I clicked there, and then there, and then clicked submit, and guess what? In 6 hours, the guy's title was stripped to like that. It was like nothing left, right? So my point is, you gotta do this the right way. You have to listen to the right people. Do not trust a knockoff service that says, "Oh yeah, I optimize Amazon listings." Ask them how much they sell, and see if they'll share their seller account with you. Anyway, I gotta move on. Okay, so the next step is on-page listing optimization. This is what people typically talk about when it comes to listing optimization. And I'm going to show you something real cool here. Oh, and I really don't like to share this stuff, but whatever. I'm pretty much at the point of no return now, Brian.
I'd say go for it.
Of course you would. Okay, so bullet points. So the heart and soul of your on-page optimization, the title's already kind of, they've seen most of it, is your bullets, okay? Now, obviously having good images and everything else is necessary, but I'm just saying, where do you focus the majority of the next amount of your time and energy is on your bullets. So back in the day, in about 2010 and before, about maybe even as far back as like 2007, I was doing freelance copywriting full-time. I was kind of bouncing around with different industries, and just I was making my name as a copywriter. And there is a proven strategy in copywriting that I brought to Amazon. Okay, I'm going to explain that to you here. So there's two types of readers. There are those that skim. Most of us are like this. We skim through stuff. We want to find what's relevant to us and then just kind of get all of that and then move on. And then there's a type of people that actually read every word. And what I find, so that's called dual readership. And maybe some of you that are, Brian, I know you know that, but some that dabble in copywriting, you know that. So what I did in 2011 was I brought dual readership to Amazon. Okay? So now, even more so now than then, it's super important. You have to be doing this. All right? So what that looks like is this. First and foremost, can we please all just agree on that people don't come on Amazon ready to read our product listings as if they're cozying up to a fireplace with a novel? Like, we can all agree there, right? So we just got to get them in and out and buy the damn thing. So here's what we don't want. Explain to me how we could extract any information from these bullet points without being forced to read every single word. Okay? We're going to miss stuff, and I'll prove that to you. This is done poorly. This is bad, not good. This, now again, these aren't mine, but I'm just showing you they're done decently. Okay? So, this is done better. Dual readership. I created, you've all seen this, like 75–80% of listings do this. They try to imitate what I created. They don't do it right because they don't know what they're doing, but they're on the right track for trying to imitate it at least. This all caps, I invented this, and then this, and then this. The reason I did that back in 2011 was that so people could have dual readership. The skimmers could skim and then get what they needed and buy. Then the readers could read, get what they need and buy. Okay? Let me prove that to you quick. So let's go back to the bike light example. We are the mother who has a child that likes to ride their bike to and from school, and it gets late at night and they want to not have their kid get hit by a car. So let's say we have two main benefits, okay? Benefit one, we want to make sure that our son stays safe. Benefit number 2, we want to make sure that this light shows up that we paid $24 for. It shows up and it fits the bike. We do not want to have to send it back. Okay, so benefit number 1 we're looking for is that it keeps them safe. Benefit number 2 is that it shows up and it fits. Okay, explain to me how we can extract that from this set of bullet points without reading every single word. We cannot do it. Okay, this is done poorly. And now I'm assuming your bullet points aren't that bad, but I'll show you how and why you need to do them the way I'm suggesting. Okay, again, remember, what are the 2 things? Benefits, keep our kids safe, and it fits the bike. So now, instead of being forced to read the entire thing, we can skim. Be seen from blocks away, that's good, right? First of all, easy to install. All right, now we're speaking our language, right? See how we skipped all of that, actually all of this, to get here? Man, isn't that cool? This isn't relevant to us. We skipped it. We didn't just be forced to read it and we get to here, we're like, oh, this sucks. And then we scroll here and click away. Okay? We can skim now. Okay, that wasn't relevant. This is relevant. It's easy to install. Okay? Awesome. Look at that. Fits on your stroller, skateboard, mower, snowboard, wheelchair. Holy crap, it fits. Okay? That's sick. We're halfway home. You've got us halfway sold. Ultrabread, keep you safe. Wow. They're speaking our language. Okay, now we're going to read the rest because this is relevant. Rechargeable USB, that's not that relevant. No risk. Okay, that's gravy. Cool. That's all we needed. Done. That's it. That's what it looks like. Right there. You got it. That right there is all you need. Okay? Just kidding. But that's scratching the surface. Alright. Let me show you some more examples. I just don't want anybody to say I'm cherry picking searches. And also, I do have to mention this. For those that aren't familiar with Jungle Scout, how it works is this. This number, so like for example, this person making $106,000 a month, it's not from just this search phrase, right? It's not from just bike-like searches. It's for all of the searches that they do. Okay, so just for perspective, all right? So the more searches you do, the more telling this is going to be. And I'm going to prove to you right now that this works in all categories and all products. All right? So, and then I'm going to show you how I find wide open opportunities. So I'm literally showing you like all 3 secrets right now, literally. Okay, so bike lights we already saw. Neck pillows, that's different, right? I could use one of those right now. Let's see, do you think being listed in the number 1, 2, or 3 results is going to get us all the sales? Let's find out. All right, well, this is strange, huh? Number 1 and 2, okay, arguably the best spots to be. They're making 30 and 3,000 respectively. Result number 3 is doing 3 times that at 90. Look at this guy. Result number 6 is doing 118,000. Even result number 11 is doing more than result 1 and 2 combined. Weird. How's this happening, guys?
And that's interesting too because the reviews were actually very similar.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Brian.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's another thing. People are like, oh, it's relative to reviews. Well, no, it's really not, because if that was the case, why is this guy with 2455 reviews? Why is he way down here, right? So it's kind of a wash, wouldn't you say, Brian?
Yeah, absolutely. We had some people commenting earlier, asking questions. I didn't want to knock you out of your rhythm, but a lot of people thought it was due to the reviews and it was a 1-to-1. But this completely disproves that.
Absolutely. I mean, believe what you want, but I'm telling you that it's because they're getting their listings clicked on, and then once they're clicked on, they're converting the visitor to a buyer. So, towel bar. That's a little bit different too, huh? Towel bar. All right, so result 1 and 2, where you want to be, right? Well, they're doing 6,000 a piece. Result number 3 is doing more than 4 times that. Look at this. Result number 9 is doing 26,000. Result 15, the very bottom result, okay? is doing 31,000, which is more than the first two combined. All right. And I know people are gonna Brian. This is a perfect example, right? So they're gonna say, and I know people wanna find reasons to make this all bullshit, and I love it and bring it on because it's not. And I'm pretty sure I squashed all of your little reasons by showing you mine and Travis's seller account. So keep looking for reasons, and we will keep squashing them. And I hate to be so pragmatic, man.
Here, I mean, I don't think they're looking. I mean, naturally, everyone wants to, be the crab in the bottom of the pot. But I think that, we've got valid questions here. So, it's selling more due to ranking for other high converting keywords. Is getting to the first page an essential step? I think we just disproved that.
Getting the first page definitely is an essential step. Yep.
Okay.
So, and that's something, Brian, absolutely, I would definitely tell you to listen to him to do.
Sure.
So this is the point. Sorry. So result number 2 is doing 6,800 with 674 reviews with a 4.5 carrying a 4.5 review ranking. Okay. This guy down here is doing 31,000 with similar reviews, similar quality, right? Also, price point. Look at that. Same price. Okay. Same category. All right. Spoon rest. Same thing. Result number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're doing 2,000 to 7,000. Result number 8, doing 12,000. Ooh, this is my favorite. Pizza stones. Okay. Pizza stones. And this one got funky. It was working earlier. I know you guys that use Jungle Scout, sometimes it gets a little funky sometimes, but they were doing this listing here at number 10, and I keep an eye on this. They were doing like 80,000 a month, so they were doing more than anybody else on the page, and they're at number 10. So let me just real quick show you how I find wide open opportunities for 6+ figure businesses in like 10 minutes or less. It's literally this easy. So, okay, spoon rest, random search term. Okay, spoon rest. So this is what I do. I look at who's making the money. That's what I look at. Okay, so it's this guy. He's making significantly more money than everybody else. He's doing 12,000 a month. Okay, it's a pretty good business for a spoon rest. So I open him up, and I ask myself, could I make a phone call to a manufacturer who produces spoon rests? Okay, and could I ask them, will you please take my money and then put my logo on the spoon rest and then ship it to Amazon FBA and then let me sell it? And then I ask myself, could I make a better listing than this guy?
Sorry, I had you muted there. We're getting a lot of ones. We're getting a lot of hell yes. We're getting flooded with absolutely.
Cars that drive past your door and expect several of them to make a better listing than this.
Hey guys, I'm not sure, and if you can hear me, I think Dana, we're having a little bit of an audio issue on your end. You're going in and out. Anyone else having trouble there? Can you guys hear me? Give me one if you can hear me. Dana's going in and out. Okay, everyone can hear me okay. So Dana, if you can try to adjust your microphone or
Okay.
maybe try paying for your internet with
Oh man. I was trying to steal the neighbor's Wi-Fi and they must be on there again. Dang it.
No, you're all good now, brother. You're great
Okay.
now.
Sorry. I just get in a tangent and I just get lost, you know.
No problem. No problem. You're
All
good.
right.
Here.
So, okay, again, there's two things I asked myself. Could I make a phone call and get a spoon rest made with my logo on it, shipped to Amazon, and then number 2, could I make a better listing than this? And Brian, I was going to ask you, could you flag down the next 10 cars that drive past your condo, and could you find 1 or 2 people to make a better listing than this?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we could.
Yeah. So that literally is the keys to a $12,000 a month business right there. Okay, and I'll show you this. This guy, this son of a gun right here, and I discovered him maybe a couple months ago, and I'm still gonna do this unless you guys steal my idea. So this son of a gun right here.
And
I
don't
didn't
worry
even
about
know.
it. There's only like 500 people on the webinar, so
Oh man, well, it's
everyone
that shit.
just has to promise right now, no crossed fingers, don't steal Dana's idea.
Please don't. Come on. No, it's. Oh well. So all right, I didn't even know what a pizza stone was prior to a couple months ago. And apparently, Brian, you know what they are? These things you cook your pizza on. It makes the crust better or something.
Yeah, they're awesome. I do it on the grill. It's fantastic.
You're probably like a selling these things or something. Who knows?
I would have already ended the webinar if that was.
Like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you showing my stuff off?
No red ends.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, okay. So this guy is selling literally $80,000 a month in pizza stones, almost $1 million a year in pizza stones. That's a lot of stones. Okay, that's a lot of stones. Long story short, I asked myself these two questions. Number one, could I call up a pizza stone manufacturer, ask them to take my money and put my logo on it, and then ship it to FBA? Number two, could I make a better listing than this? Okay, there's your keys to a almost $1 million a year business, right? Anyway, sweet. So there you go. If you want to sell pizza stones, be my guest. If you want to sell spoon rests, be my guest. Or if you want to do the better, smarter thing and re-optimize or optimize your listings, do that. Okay? You're going to see a higher ROI than anything else you could possibly do. Promise you. Okay? All right. Get back to my story quick. I know we're trying to get this done here. I know it's been a lot and I've thrown a lot at you, but okay. Launched my newest business. No, that was not my newest, but one of my newest businesses 13 months ago. What did I do? I launched 2 products on a $3,000 bootstrap budget, right? Optimized my listings. That was the #1 new release. Magic. Hired my whole family. That's us. That is me in my blue hat. That is us opening up our second facility. We started off on my coffee table, me doing this myself, watching football. Then we went into my aunt's attic, and then we outgrew that, and then we got into a production facility that we rented, and now we've bought one. Okay, this is my grandpa saying, "Don't take a picture of me," in his own way. It's pretty fun. All right, yeah. So could you see now, after everything I just exposed to you, yourself growing your business and hiring more staff and eventually creating an asset for yourself that you could and should potentially sell down the road for hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, right? It's all right here. Let's recap. 3 secrets. Number 1, showed you how to launch 6-figure business at will. Number 2, I exposed the biggest myth about rankings and how us silent millionaires make all the money. Number 3, showed you how to take your listing to 6 and then 7 figures, no wasting money on quote-unquote experts. What's been stopping you guys from optimizing your listings the right way and then cashing in on this? Well, I'm going to tell you this. Having been in the game since 2011, I know that it's not your fault. It's not that you haven't worked hard enough or that you aren't smart. It's a lot more simple. It's just you have to get the right information from the right people. So reset your thinking for a second. I know you've been burnt in the past because I have too. I'm a seller, you guys. I know you get bombarded with a million different software tools and everything else, right? I do too. It's hard to tell what's good or what isn't. But it's easy when you can tell that that person's actually drinking their own Kool-Aid. Okay? Brian drinks his own Kool-Aid. He uses his stuff. I drink Brian's Kool-Aid. I use his stuff. He drinks my Kool-Aid. He uses my stuff. Okay? That's how you can tell if it's the right information from the right people. Think about this. What if you started to put your money in the right places? Okay? No more blind guesses. No more people that don't do this trying to show you how to do it. No more trying to figure it out on your own. I'm just asking you, what if? Okay? And I gotta be honest, this is the part that I hate, but it's had to come. I wish I could show you everything, but that's impossible in an hour. So that's why I created this. It's the Ultimate Listing Optimization Secrets Workbook, and it literally takes you by the hand and forces you to craft a perfectly optimized listing. And in this hour, what I've shown you maybe 5 secrets. Okay? Well, in this book, there's literally more than 50. Right? Here's a guy that dived through this. Okay? He said that he was converting 25 to 20 to 50% more visitors into paying customers. This guy wasn't as big of a seller, but still, a small win is a big win for him. His sales were up 30% from the best day ever after going through this and implementing it. Right? This works for literally everybody. FBA, FBM, supplement sellers, sock sellers, dead rat sellers. I hope the guys sell dead rats once. Freeze-dried sent to reptile owners. Small companies with few listings, and I know what I'm getting Brian for Christmas. Huge companies with lots of listings.
Dead rats, please. Thank you.
Oh, man, I know. It works for literally everybody, guys. Okay? Literally. And the coolest part, if you're like some people I know, that don't have a lot of time to monkey with this is going to do it in an hour or less. Okay? Give it to your assistant and turn them into a listing optimization expert. I love it. Okay? It's all meat. There's no wasted space. And the cool thing, though, is this. It's not just a book. Okay? It looks like a book, and I sell it for $6.99, but you're also getting my real proven secrets that I gathered over the past 5 years, literally working in the trenches with the biggest Amazon sellers, relentlessly testing and tweaking their listings. You cannot find this anywhere else. Promise you, I've seen it all. So it's not just a book. You're getting also my secrets, which I can't even fathom putting a value on, but I just will. I'll say it's worth $41.99, but it's worth way more than that, as you can see, as referenced by Travis in my seller account. Coolest thing, though, to me, is you get my step-by-step instruction. I literally take you by the hand. You don't have to hire me either, or you don't have to get ripped off by another service. I'm going to show you how to fish. Okay? It's going to save you a lot of money, because if you hired me, as Brian said, it's $10,000 in ASIN, and I don't like to do it anymore because I'd rather just do this on my own. Right? Don't hire a knockoff service, and don't do nothing. You'll stay there, and people who do invest in this are going to pass you. The best part, though, you will literally have your first listing optimized in under an hour. Can you afford to spend 1 hour optimizing your listings, knowing what you know now? Obviously, it's a no-brainer. Okay? So, I'll make this quick. We're going to it looks like a book, but it's not a book. It's my secrets that I gathered over the past 5 years working alongside of the biggest sellers on planet Earth. Plus, you're getting me to literally force you to do it in an hour or less. It's worth at least 12 grand. I mean, it's worth way more than that, but I'll just throw that in there. So if all it did, hear me out. If all it did was increase your rankings so you're getting 10% more traffic or 10% better conversions, or allowed you a real way to consistently and intentionally grow your Amazon business at will, like me, or if it gave you the power, if all it did was give you the power you need to outsell competitors, okay, make your business sustainable and scale it as large as you want. If all it did was that, would that be worth it? It is just math. Don't overthink it. It's math. How much would 10% more traffic be worth? Do the math. How much would a 5% improvement in conversions be worth? These are such modest, conservative numbers. How much would launching 10 new products a month like I do, that do, let's say, even 10 to 30 a month? How much would that be worth? How much would you pay for all of the above? I know I'd pay a lot. Again, this worked for Travis and me. If you caught in our screen share, he did $50,000 in February of 2016, which was a year ago, before he met me. This year he did $750,000 in February. Okay, it's not a.
I'm still in shock from that. That's ridiculous.
Strange coincidence, right? Eric, but it's not all about just the Travises out there either. Eric, I love the guy. He's a smaller seller who increased his sales by 30% from his best day ever. Dude, I was jumping for joy. I was more like, it was more of a win for me when Eric won than it was seeing Travis and my stuff. Honestly, that's why I'm here. Okay? And then obviously me, dude, I just launched another 6-figure a year Amazon business, and I hired my entire family. Like, it's just unbelievable. And I want you guys to have this. I literally want you to have it. Okay? So I hope by now you can see why others pay me $10,000 and up per listing to optimize their listings. And I have retired that service. So people have bought it at $6.99, excuse me, and say that it's worth way more than that. But because you're here and you know Brian, of course, you get a copy for only $3.97, which is way less than I want to sell it for and way less than it's worth, but Brian got me. So go to overgrowthdeal.com right now, okay? Grab a copy before I change my mind or before they're gone. because I'm looking at how many I have on the shelf right now, and I'm looking at how many people are on this webinar, and I'm going to guarantee that that shelf is going to be depleted by the end of this presentation.
You know, I heard about your numbers, right? I heard about what you had done. You know, but it didn't really settle in until just now. Kind of up to this point, I'm thinking to myself, why would anyone that has a 3-month waiting list of people willing to pay them $10,000 per listing, why would they stop doing that? You know, I think a lot of us are probably thinking the same thing, but this makes a ton of sense now. I mean, if you're doing almost $1 million a month, what else do you have to worry about, right?
Well, exactly. And honestly, like, when I met Brian, it wasn't, the point of our meeting wasn't to put this together to make a ton of money together. Like, this book, I already wrote this book, like, this already existed, and I wasn't really promoting it, because the reason I wrote this book was because so many people wanted me to optimize their listings, I couldn't handle the demand. So instead of just sending them down the road, I'm like, okay, look, I'm sorry, I'm booked, I can't work with you, but here's a book that's going to teach you how to do it, and like, I still got to serve way more people that way, right? So the book was already written, and then Brian's like, hey, I've got this community that, you know, he caught wind of what I was doing, I caught wind of what he was building, and I'm like, dude, I really like you, and like, I really admire what you're building, and I've got something that I don't share with a lot of people, but I'd love to come and share with you, and that's kind of how this was born. Wouldn't you say, Brian?
You know, I've never seen you on another webinar. I've never even heard of it. And a lot of people I get on webinars, you know, they've kind of got that like polish, and you're just like a good old Midwestern guy, and that's what I really dig about you. Is you're shoot from the hip, you're straight about it, you're not bullshitting anybody, and I love to take care of my community, my peoples, everyone on this webinar, you know. So we want to put quality stuff in front of you guys. I don't know if you can hear this right now, but that's a copy of the book. Thank you very much. This thing is awesome, guys. This book, you could easily sit down in one sitting. I mean, in no time at all. Blast through this thing. I mean, how long would you say this takes to read?
Less than an hour. And when it shows up, guys, it's intentionally, it's concise and to the point. So don't be shocked when it's not the size of an encyclopedia, right? Do you want it that big? It doesn't need to be, right?
Right. And you know what I really love about this? You don't waffle on in this book. You don't go on about your childhood, growing up, and you don't go into. It's just straight to let's get down to brass tacks and figure out how to optimize your listing. So that's
exactly. And one more thing. So I have just a couple more slides. I'll kind of skim through this. Well, obviously, this wasn't rehearsed. Like, I'm not a big salesman doing this every day, right? So I do have one thing that I want you guys to all see before we wrap up and we go through some questions. And I'll quit with the sales message. But so you basically have two choices, and you know that. You can either do nothing and keep getting the same results, or you can make the small investment and then see what happens. And okay, so oh yeah, so if you're skeptical or you're still not sure, go to copywritingprofessor.com/reviews. If those aren't the best reviews you've ever read in your life, then please email me and show me people that have better ones.
Hey, Dana?
Yes.
Last questions in here. A couple people. I picked it up. It's awesome. Good job, Kevin. Well done, Nathan.
Awesome.
Okay, cool. Giannis and it looks like Anne said, can you ship outside of the U.S.?
Yes, awesome question. So one thing for everyone to note, it is not a digital book. Okay, the reason it's not digital is because it's too valuable. Like, I cannot have this floating around the internet. Like, I cannot have it. So I provide free shipping worldwide. Okay, so if you're in the U.S., it'll get to you in 2 to 3 days, free. Canada, it'll get to you in about 3 to 5. And then if you're international, it's going to get to you in about 4 to 10. Okay, and trust me, it's worth the wait. All right.
Okay. We had Jason ask.
Wait, pause, Brian. This is the slide everyone's been waiting for.
Got it.
Okay. It's real. They're real. Everything's real. All right. Go ahead, Brian. Sorry.
No. Jason said site doesn't seem to be working. Site is absolutely working. I just sent it. I will send it again to everybody. Let me just copy it here. It's
Overgrowthdeal.com.
overgrowthdeal.com. Pretty easy. Overgrowth deal. Oh, maybe if I spelled it right. Deal.com. There you go. You check it out. You know, I really appreciate you coming on here. I really appreciate you not giving the big bitch, not going through all the crazy sales tactics that we all know. This is just straightforward, guys. This book, I wouldn't have Dana on if he was, you know, slimy, or if this wasn't a good deal. If this didn't do it so much for me, you know, Dana took it out of it, you know, the kindness out of his heart to help me with my copywriting. It's made a massive difference already. I'm approaching 40 SKUs, so I've got about, I would say, after you get this down, after you really understand the concept, Dana, how long does it take you to optimize each listing? Because if I'm looking at 40 hours, I'm pretty much just going to hand this off to my assistants.
Yeah, so if I was in your shoes, that's what I'd do, Brian. But if you were to want to take on all those, and I have had plenty of clients that do, I estimate an hour for your first listing, and once you got the hang of it, it's downhill from there. So you should be able to do these in, you know, especially if you're not starting from scratch, you should be able to do these in maybe 45 minutes.
Right.
So the time investment's not crazy.
You know, guys, and imagine this. You know, no matter what size you're at, I mean, if you have one product right now, even increasing 10% is significant over a year. So extrapolate that to a year, it's huge, right? But if you've got 40 products or more than that, like me, 10% is absolutely enormous. 20%, I mean, that's mind-boggling. That's a game changer. Even 10% across 40 products is a game changer. So I'm dedicating pretty much the rest of my week to just optimizing my listings here, because I've seen what it can do on just the one that you helped me with, Dana, which is
Absolutely
incredible. And guys, I wouldn't tell you this if it wasn't true. This is probably one of the best investments you can make, outside of making sure you pick a great product and making sure that that product is of the highest quality, making sure you get your copy correct. You know, pictures attract people. Pictures will bring them in. Copy closes. That's, in my opinion, the right copywriting, the right message. You know, meeting your audience where they are is what really makes the difference, guys. And, you know, I mean, it's true, right? What you just said, you've got two decisions. You do nothing. You don't pick up the book. You go, holy shit, $300, $400 for a book? I've never paid that much, right? And then you walk away and nothing changes. Or you make the investment in yourself, right? And you see what happens. You take that leap of faith. You listen to people that you trust. You know, Dennis here just said, great, I just got mine. Thanks, you, Dan. Thanks, Dana and Brian. This is very different, very refreshing indeed. You know, we're not here to hard pitch anyone. I wouldn't bring Dana on. I think that you gave, the prerequisite is that you had to drop value bombs galore, and I think you've done it. Absolutely. Let's see. Brandon asks, book go through tools used. Does the book go through tools used?
Great question. So, yeah, it does. There are very few that I personally use. I don't go into great detail about how to use them, but I do show, kind of expose some of the ones I use. But I will say, honestly, of all of the people that I have ever worked with in my career, Brian has the best set of tools. He has more than enough. He's probably got all but two that you would actually that you need and that we use. So I would say you're already in good hands with the tools. Don't worry too much about tools, because at this point Brian's got you pretty well covered.
Can you ship to China?
Absolutely. I just shipped 2 to China in the past week.
Purchase the book. Where's the confirmation that he got a book purchase? Does that come through in a receipt in an email?
Yep, that'll come, and that should come in the next, I'd say, give it at least a half hour.
Okay.
It definitely will come through, yeah.
Will there be a replay of this later? Maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, guys. Why don't I do this? Why don't I sweeten up the pot a little bit, okay? Everyone that purchases the book today, you guys know I run a software called Overgrowth.com. It is the world's best email autoresponder for your Amazon listings, as well as drives a ton of external traffic and a whole lot of other things like keyword tracking, rank tracking, all of that, hijacker protection, listing optimization. Everyone that jumps on today, do me a favor. When you get that receipt, and we didn't talk about this at all, Dana, but when you get that receipt, send it to me, okay? Send it over to my personal email, which is brian@overgrowth.com, and I will give you, personally, I'll give you a secret link to get 2 months free. Right now, you can get 31 days free of Overgrowth. I will give you a secret link for 60 days, 2 months free, and just for picking up this book. That's how much it means to me that you guys start getting out there and really seeing success. I want to hear crazy success stories from this.
That's awesome.
Every time we do a webinar, guys, I want to make sure that you're getting a ton of value out of this, and this one's going to, be awesome. So I really want you guys to get out there, and if you send me your receipt, brian@overgrowth.com. Hang on, brian@overgrowth.com, and you will get 60 days free. Okay, I'll send that to everybody. And you'll get 60 days free of my software that literally, guys, does everything you'll need outside of product research. We just don't do anything for product research. We do keyword research, rank tracking, Instagram. By the way, you guys are the first to hear this. We just launched Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter influencer outreach. YouTube has been there the whole time. Web outreach has been there the whole time. So you guys can drive a ton of external traffic to your listings. And Dana, let me ask you, what have you seen in terms of the results of external traffic to your listings?
Well, first and foremost, let me say on behalf of everybody that you just offered that to, thank you. That's an awesome, awesome gesture. So get the book, guys. That, if nothing else, 2 months free of Overgrowth is going to be just a game changer. So external traffic, honestly, I didn't tap into that a ton until you and I started working together, and I am so incredibly excited. So that is such a missing piece because I am well connected in the community and nobody else is tapping into that, and I know for a fact it is a huge kind of underground thing that is making you and your members so successful. So kudos to you, man. I totally bought into that.
Yeah, I'm glad. When you said that at the conference, it really, because we're still relatively new, about 4 months old, and although we've seen over 1,000 people jump in those 4 months, which I'm very happy with, and we've gotten a lot of good feedback. To hear it from somebody at your level, that $750 to $1 million a month, it really validates the software, and it validates the reason we built it, which is to take advantage of that loophole, that Amazon loophole, where they reward listings that send external traffic so heavily, and then follow it up with a really kick-ass email sequence. And that's kind of the dirty secret out there, is a lot of these email autoresponders don't have high deliverability rates, and you and I talked a lot about this, actually.
Oh gosh, yes. Oh.
And it's like some of them are sending 6 or 7 out of 10 emails, which is atrocious. And if you're really out there trying to get reviews and trying to make some sales bumps through cross promotion, to only be sending 60 or 70% of your emails is just terrible. And then misreporting it too. So we've got a 99.8% email deliverability rate. We really focused in on that. That was the core of what we were doing before we did it. And when you drive that external traffic and then you couple it with just this amazing copywriting that hopefully everyone will learn by picking up this book, especially if it's from influencers where it's already warm traffic, I can guarantee you guys you will see in the 50 to 60, if not higher, conversion rate percentage. So which is great anyway.
Amazing.
We had one person ask Dana, what do you think a good average conversion rate is?
So that's a good question, but it's tough. So it's really dependent on your category, but I would shoot for never being under 15 in any category, and in some I'm as high as 40%. So it's tough for me to say for sure without knowing what product or category they're in. But if you're not between 10 and 40, you're definitely not you're not where you need to be.
We have a lot of people also asking, hey, listen, what about current Overgrowth users? Can we get 2 months free? So yeah, absolutely. If you guys pick up this book,
Wow.
yeah,
Jeez.
shoot it over an email with
That's
your
awesome.
and we'll give you if you've already expired your first month free, we'll extend it. We'll give you another month free too.
That's awesome, guys. Go get the book, man.
We have a lot of people asking that. Rebecca, I've been chatting back and forth with Rebecca. Let's see. We had questions here that Dana just bought the book. Congrats, Yanif. Just picked it up. Congrats. Julia, nice. We're getting a lot. Frederick, got it. Awesome. Nice. Looking forward to learning. Awesome, Rebecca. So cool.
Gino, you're the man. Just got
Yeah,
it.
guys, so my suggestion here is listen, there's two types of people on this webinar right now. Okay, there's the people like Worried Wally, right? I always talk about this guy. He's looking to poke holes in everybody's argument and just finding reasons to make excuses for himself or herself, right? And then there's the other people out there that are going to make the decision to jump in. You've got what I call confident Connor, the people that take the risk to invest in themselves. At the end of the day, guys, even if this thing only helps your conversion rate by, let's say, a couple points. Let's say you only get 5% more out of your listings from this. Expand that through the year. What does that equal? It's just math, like you said, Dan.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, how hard is it, literally, to take what I have given you, and it's times 50 in the book, trust me, and improve your conversion rate by a couple percentage points? If nothing else happens, just that. And we're talking tens, if not at least tens of thousands of dollars throughout a year time, right? For us, that was hundreds of thousands of dollars in just months, right?
Look, we've got Imran just says 14 SKUs getting a rewrite. Fantastic. Awesome. I have 40, so I feel for you. Question: how deep can you go into using benefits in the title?
That's a good question. So I like to, and in the book I literally give you the exact formula that you should use, but I'll just kind of give you a little preview. I like to go about for every 2 keywords I have 1 benefit, and then they need to work together also. So it's not 50-50. It's not, it's about 2 to 1.
Okay, so 2 to 1.
Correct.
Does that make sense? Awesome. Let's see. Imran, I see you're using ClickFunnels. Any pointers? Yeah, PM me. If you guys have questions about ClickFunnels,
Love it.
like I said, I was blessed to have picked up 2 of the 2 Comma Club Award plaques. Dana, I saw your YouTube video. That was hilarious. You drew the 2 Comma Club Award on your wall. Fantastic.
I need to be like Brian. If there's anybody that knows ClickFunnels, it's Brian.
If you guys have ClickFunnels questions, PM me, friend me on Facebook. It's just Brian Bird. You'll see me there carrying those awards, which I should take down. It's becoming a little obnoxious. But
Keep it up.
I PM me. I'm happy to. I could talk funnels and driving traffic all day, guys. I'm actually developing some really cool funnels that I'm going to give away that I'm using now that you can drive traffic to your Amazon listings too. Please feel free to ask me anything you want. I try to get to every single one of the messages, the personal messages I get on Facebook. It takes me a while sometimes, but I just love talking about this stuff. I love Amazon. I'm really obsessed about Amazon. I'm obsessed about funnels. I'm obsessed about traffic. I love making money, but more than that, I look at it like a game almost, and the scoreboard is how much money you're bringing in. And I'm competitive, and I think that's definitely a characteristic of leaders and really high achievers that you shouldn't shy away from. If you're a competitive person out there, that's a good quality to have, and don't be ashamed of that, because that's that edge that will get you ahead. And being competitive means you're looking for every edge. So whether it's driving more external traffic, optimizing the life out of your listings. Dana, we have a question here actually regarding optimizing your listings.
Yes.
Does your book go into keyword research or back-end keywords?
Great question. So the book does get into that. It's not going to go into crazy depth on it because I kind of wrote the book because there's literally, like, as you know, there's 300 different things you kind of have to know as a seller. but I tried to rank those in order of what's at the top of the list, right? So I went through all of the ones that were at the very top of the list, and I integrated that into the book. And then anything else that's left over, I mean, you can get from the Overgrowth community, I'm sure. You can get from Brian. Just know that that's not at the top of the list, right? So I hope that makes sense, or that came out the right way. Because it's not that I wanted to leave a stone unturned. It's just that I wanted to actually focus on the things that actually meant to, the highest ROI on your time or investment.
Sure, that makes sense. Hey, by the way, we just had Tom ask a question. He said Brian at overgrowth.com does not work. It's not with a Y, guys. So it's Brian with an I, Brian at overgrowth.com. My apologies. I should have let you know. So if you pick up the book now and you want the 60 days free of Overgrowth, email me your receipt, forward it to Brian at Overgrowth, tell me you'd like to pick up your account, and I will absolutely get you in for 60 days, guys.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. Reap numerous health benefits from pure copper mines and kitchen concept. Okay. Gino is actually going into his title here. Gino, I actually don't think we have time to dissect your title. My apologies, my friend. Imran, friend request sent and friend request denied. No, I'm just kidding. We will accept you. You saw my videos on YouTube? Great. Yeah, YouTube has become a very rare and unexpected traffic source for me. I was essentially just using YouTube to host my videos and webinars like this. And now I'm at like 6,000 subscribers and people telling me every day they find me on YouTube. It's so cool. So great to connect with you, Imran. And if you guys want to find my YouTube, it's up. Just search Brian Burke to find me. Oh, no worries, Tom. Thank you for picking up the book, brother. That's awesome. You see, now I'm thanking people on your behalf. That's how good of a copywriter Dana is. He's got me hypnotized here.
Come on. No, Brian's just in the giving mood, man.
Dude, I'm having a great week. I talked to so many cool people this week. It's been really, really rewarding. Well, guys, give it some time. Okay, so Frederick got the book, says he hasn't received the receipt. Give it some time. About a half an hour, Dana says it can take up to. Okay?
It's coming. It's coming, guys. Don't worry. And if it doesn't, please email myself or Brian.
Yeah. Okay, Rebecca's signing off. Awesome. Congrats on your new book. Enjoy that. Eat it up. Read it 3-5 times. Mark it up. Dog ear it. Get your goat placeholders that come complimentary. That's funny. All right, guys. So, hey, if you guys have Sigrid got the book, congrats. That is awesome. Frederick, thanks for everything. Oh, we are welcome. We're happy to do it for you. What do you think here? I mean, should we sign off? Do you guys have any more questions?
I'm actually going to drop my support email into I just dropped in the entire chat box. So it's support@copywritingprofessor.com. If anyone has any issues or questions, please hit me up regarding the book, just so Brian doesn't get bombarded with them. We're kind of better equipped to handle that kind of thing. Just for this purpose, so that'll take a little bit of weight off of Brian's shoulders.
Yeah, absolutely. Check this out, guys. This is what it looks like.
It's the real deal, man.
The real deal. See, I told you I was reading it. I got pen marks in here and everything, guys. Highlights, dog ears. This is what you got to do when you pick up a book. Now, how many of you guys do this? Let me get a 1 if you do this. You pick up a book, and then it just sits on your desk. Okay, how many of you guys do that? I'm sorry that this, that this is it's the wrong camera, wrong lighting, all that, right? But how many of you guys pick up your book and just let it sit on your desk? Give me a 1 if you do that. Joseph says 1. Got the book, thank you. You're welcome, VO. Cool, dude. That is the wrong thing to do. When you've got your book and you let it sit on your desk, wrong. You pick this book up. What you do is you get one of these bad boys. Okay. One of these and one of these equals success. That's all you need. A lot of people ask me all the time, I don't know if you get this, Dana, but I feel like people are always looking for the shortcut to success, where they're always, what's the magic bullet? What's the silver bullet? What's the easiest, quickest way? How did you do it? There has to be a trick. There has to be a reason that you're so successful. I'm like, dude, There is no shortcut. You have to put in the work. However, if I were to point to one shortcut, it would be books. Books, guys. This is truly the only shortcut to success, is by reading a book, grabbing a highlighter, and going to town, okay? And then reading it again and reading it again. I've read .com Secrets, guys, with Russell Brunson, who is the founder of ClickFunnels. I've read that bad boy probably 13 times. And now I'm lucky enough to be in the inner circle. I was able to pay for that, which is by no means cheap, and Dana's in there with us as well.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's been great. But, you know, and that just takes your knowledge and your expertise up a level. So it really becomes this upward funnel. But it all starts with books. You know what I mean? Kevin, will there be a print copy of his book? Yeah, there will. Absolutely. I was lucky enough to get it out in Boise when I was there about a month ago. I've read it twice already. You know what I did? Picked up the book, I picked up the highlighter, and I went to town on it. So, you know, it's not like a regular book either. It was like all bound by like 3-hole punch. It was like a real rough copy. It was cooler, you know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a whole bunch of those books and then give them away to the Overgrowth community. So if you guys are not in the Overgrowth community right now, go out to Facebook, look for Overgrowth. You'll find my community. It's a group. Join. I'm happy to have you in. But, I mean, I can pull up all kinds of books from over here, guys. You know, Tribes. This is a great one. Another one. This is from Seth Godin, of course, a Dan Sullivan question. Real short book. Changed my life. This has made me a ton of money, by the way. Brendan Burchard, Millionaire Messenger. I can keep going. I've got shelves of these things. 80/20, Sales Marketing, Perry Marshall. Phenomenal book. Guys, I've read a lot of them, okay? This one had the most immediate impact. All of these, Perry Marshall specifically, about that, I'd say that much right there. It's full of fluff. That's all. Here's my childhood. Here's everything. This thing, look how small. Look how thin this is. You're gonna eat this up. And by the way, look at how it's typed. Not hard to underline and highlight. This is right to the point. Dana doesn't even talk about his goats in this thing. So, although I think you should, because I love the fact that you're a goat farmer. The problem being that he's trying to convince my wife that it's okay to get a goat. In which case, my 4-flat here in Chicago goes bye-bye.
Let me explain. Okay, real quick. So the gestation period, I have a male and a female goat that are going to hang out here shortly, and the gestation period is 150 days. So Brian has 150 days to get himself a pen for the goats. That's it, right? Is that big of an expectation? Come on.
So I need a pen in downtown Chicago.
Yeah, man, you know people. Aren't you on the committee or something for your block or something like that?
Yeah, I'm not. At this price, Frederick says, at this price, I'm going to sleep with it. That's a good idea. I would.
I love that.
Put it on your pillow.
Be proud of it, man. Be proud of it.
Put it on your pillow, and you know what will happen? The Tooth Fairy is going to come along and give you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Will there be a print in a couple of weeks? Oh, Kevin, that was a different one. I just picked it up. That's awesome. Dennis, Amy, why stay in the city? You know, I've been asking myself that question for a while now. We may leave the city. But guys, listen,
I did too.
The only shortcut to success is books. And this book is at the top. It's the one that you're just going to go, boom, that worked, on to the next. So, you know, I'm not here to really to sell you guys. I'm just here because Dana has made a big dent in a real positive way in my career and my Amazon earnings specifically. Dana, dude, I can't thank you enough for that, man.
Well, my pleasure, man. You're a good guy, and you deserve it, for sure.
I hope you sell a ton of these because they're totally worth it. So, all right, Frederick, thank you guys for being here. Everyone else that's still on, how long is this link going to be alive for?
Good question. So I'm going to give it at least until maybe tomorrow morning, just so our people overseas can have a chance.
Okay.
In case they have to hit the hay. I don't want you to, stay up all night for this kind of thing. So does that sound fair?
Yeah, that's good. So if you guys, it'll be up until tomorrow at some point in the afternoon. It's coming down. I wouldn't waste time, though, guys. I'd just get on it. Go to overgrowthdeal.com, pick that up. Kevin Foster asks, how much is the non-discounted version? It's $700, isn't it?
$6.99. That's correct. So you can come back anytime, guys, and buy it at $6.99. I'm not going to tell you not to, but if you want to get the deal for Brian that I made for Brian for $3.97, you got to do it now.
I think my exact reaction when you told me it was $700 was, "What the?"
It's funny though because man, even at $700, like it pays for itself. It's crazy. So $3.97 is a no-brainer if I've ever seen one.
Completely agree with you. After going through this, I do completely agree. So, guys, run out to Overgrowth Deal, grab that. It is heavily discounted. Thank you to Billy. Thank you to Shanila and Eddie for being here on this webinar with us. And stay tuned, guys. We've got another big webinar coming again, I believe, on the next week at some point. I think it's next Thursday with the one and only Manny Coates. So Manny is a friend of ours, and he'll be coming on too to drop some more knowledge. Dana, you're the best, man. I really mean that. Very rarely do I meet people that I just instantly connect with, but also see that we're going to work well together and get a lot of value from. So
Awesome,
I appreciate it. And everyone that picked up the book, smart move. Congratulations. Go increase your sales 20, 30, 50%. All right, Dennis.
Awesome.
Thanks much.
Man. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share this. And guys, honestly, you're probably not going to see me much more, if ever again. So get this now before I change my mind and go back to my goat farm and make a bunch of money. So thanks, Brian.
With the goats. Okay, guys, big kiss. I love you. Bye-bye.